Why? Because we're not just investing for ourselves today, we're investing in our future selves. And trust me, future you will be one classy individual. The future is yours. Grab it now. Let's face it, the future is looking pretty awesome for those who start investing now. If you're a young gun, you're in luck. It depends on how old you are, how long you can invest, and how much risk you're willing to take. You're still investing the same amounts, but this time, we're looking at 40 years. Now I know what you're thinking. All this sounds great, but can real people actually do this? Yes. Say you invest $5,000 and earn an average annual return of 8%. Even if you begin in your mid-30s, you can still build a substantial nest egg. But here's the deal. The earlier you start, the less you need to save. If you're in your 20s, you could get away with saving around $5,000 a year. But if you're in your 40s, you might need to save closer to $15,000 a year. So yeah, it's better late than never, but it's definitely better early than late. The answer is yes, absolutely. Meet Ken Fisher, a self-made billionaire who started investing at the tender age of 11. But if you wait until you're 40 to start investing that same amount, you'll end up with around $58,000 by age 50. He built his fortune by putting away just $20 a month. And then there's Mary Buffett, Warren Buffett's ex-wife, who turned her $1,000 investment into a cool $1.6 million. These folks are living proof that you don't need to be a Wall Street wizard or a tech genius to build wealth. All you need is a sprinkle of patience, a dash of discipline, and a whole lot of time. Investing $5,000 a year could land you a sweet $3.4 million. Up that to $10,000 a year, and you're looking at a whopping $6.8 million. Go hard with $20,000 a year, and you'll be sitting pretty with a cool $10.2 million. So not only does your money multiply like rabbits, but the longer you invest, the bigger the payoff. It's like your very own financial multiverse. But don't worry, we've got you covered. Check out these two scenarios. Scenario 1. You're a youngster. Just started working, you've got 30 years until retirement, and you want to retire with $1 million. Well, according to these fine folks over at Bankrate, you'd only need to save around $177 per month. That's like 3 cups of fancy coffee or 2 avocado toasts per week. Totally doable. Scenario 2, you're a bit older, around 45 years old, 20 years until retirement, and you still want that sweet $1 million. Now you'd have to save around $375 per month. Still just 2 avocado toasts and 1 cup of fancy coffee. Or hey, you could just skip the weekly lottery ticket. All of a sudden, that million seems like a piece of cake, doesn't it? By 2030, most of us will have a tidy sum of $1 million thanks to compound interest alone. Sure, inflation will eat away at that, but hey, you'll still be left with a nice little nest egg. And if you're already a few decades deep into this whole adulting thing, don't sweat it. By 2045, you'll still be able to retire comfortably with a cool $1 million. Yeah, you heard that right, $1 million. It's not just a pipe dream for those crazy Wall Street types anymore. Now, this is something anyone can do. But here's the catch. You need to act now. Don't wait another minute because time is money, my friends. And we're not talking about your spare change under the couch cushions. We're talking about changing the way you live. Having options, creating opportunities. Now, I know what you're thinking. This guy's full of it. How can I possibly save enough to retire a millionaire? Well, I'm here to tell you that it's totally doable, and I've got the numbers to prove it. Let's dive in. How much do I need to save? The short answer is, it depends. The power of compound interest. Albert Einstein once called compound interest the 8th wonder of the world. Let me tell you, he wasn't exaggerating. Picture this. You're just starting out, so you invest $5,000 a year in a mixed portfolio. Over the next 30 years, that investment could turn into a whopping $1.7 million. Now that's some serious bang for your buck. But here's where things get even crazier. What if you boost that investment to $10,000 a year? Holy mother of guacamole. You're looking at a potential $3.4 million. It's like watching your money do the Macarena, except with more zeros. Want to go all in and invest $20,000 a year? Buckle up because you could be sitting on a cool $6.8 million. So just by doubling your annual investment, you could be living in a world of pure financial luxury. Wait, there's more. Now let's fast forward a bit. Real people, real results. The compounding effect. So how does this magic work? Well, let me break it down for you. The best time to start was yesterday. If you're feeling a bit overwhelmed or maybe just plain lazy, don't worry. It's never too late to start investing. Now, let's talk numbers. If you start investing $5,000 a year at age 30, you could have around $83,000 by age 40. Not bad. The 843 rule. All right. I know we've been dropping some serious knowledge bombs here, but stick with me because this last tip will blow your mind. The 843 rule suggests that if you invest $5,000 a year for 8 years, you'll end up with around $125,000. Then if you keep it up for another 4 years, you'll have a cool $250,000. And here's the grand finale. If you stick with it for another 3 years, you'll have a staggering $500,000. It's like watching your money teleport straight into your bank account. But wait, there's more. This rule also applies if you invest larger amounts. If you invest $10,000 a year for 8 years, then another $10,000 a year for 4 years. And finally, $10,000 a year for 3 years, you'll have a jaw-dropping $1 million. And if you're feeling extra ambitious, invest $20,000 a year for 8 years, then another $20,000 a year for 4 years, and finally, $20,000 a year for 3 years, and boom, you'll have a whopping $2 million. And you thought compound interest was a myth? Is this sustainable? Now let's face it, even though we love numbers more than Ryan Reynolds loves aviation gin, you're probably wondering how realistic is all this? Will the markets actually cooperate, or will this be a total bust? Well, here's the scoop. These projections are based on historical market data, and they assume an average annual return of 8%. But remember, past performance is no guarantee of future results. However, the market has historically recovered from any major dip. So as long as you stay invested and don't panic sell, you should be good to go. Plus, you can spread your investments across different assets.